Hello everyone, welcome to Cornflower Crafts. Just thought I'd come on and let you know what I'm working on now. I did a video already. It'll probably be posted Friday or Saturday about my next giveaway, which is a mixed media tag flip. It has a few other goodies in it as well for the winner to create with. But as you all know, when it comes to mixed media, I dip my toe in and then I pull it back out. And a lot of people are like me in that. But some people just dive in and, just excel and do fantastic. Well, for me, some of it has to do with money. I'm not gonna, pussyfoot around that. It's true. It has to do with some of the items that I have purchased. I've gotten on sale. Some of them that I used on the tags, I got on clearance, but most of it, even on sale, to me, things that you work with, I think for me they're expensive. So and if I mess something up, I mess something up. I try to correct it. And as you all know, so many times we can correct it. We can go in there and do something to fix it. But and if I can't, there's been a few times it ended up in the trash can, because if you're not happy with your work, you're not happy. So I thought, okay, because I've been doing small little things in mixed media, and I need to get a little bit bigger, which were the tags for the tag flip, were like so and so. And then I said, okay, you put your toe in, you got in the water up to your ankles, at least go into your knees, So before I tackle my other canvases, stretch canvases, before I do that, I thought just do a panel. And as you know, you can get stretch canvases at Dollar Tree too, but the last time I went to a Dollar Tree and saw theirs, they weren't stretched properly. Let's just put it that way. This is a canvas panel that I got when Dollar Tree was still $1. That's how old it is. You got one piece for $1. As you see, I'm not making up, it's Dollar Tree. And it will tell you it's an 8x10. It's 100% natural cotton canvas, and it's excellent for oil and acrylic paints. Okay. So I thought you all might be like me and be shy. Now, I'm not going to work on it today because I don't have the editing skills. A lot of times when you see me doing half of what I would normally do, and then we finish things together, that's because I'm slow. And a lot of times I like things to dry naturally. I do have a heat dryer. I do have one of those. It's a nice quiet one. It's a Tim Holtz. But you know what I mean. I think if we did a start to finish without me having editing skills, it would be like, oh, I'm so bored. I'm so bored right now. So let me show you what I've done so far with the canvas. Okay. It has a little glitter on it, as you can see. And that's only because a lot of times I put things on it to say, do I want that? Do I not want that? And I went ahead, and a lot of people will say, with the boards, they're supposed to already have gesso on them, okay? But for me, I put it on anyway. The gesso that I need to use up before I get anything else. I think I let you all know I got this at Michael's years ago. And it was one of those things, they don't do it anymore, but it was one of those things, if you buy one, you get one free. Lately, the last time I went in there, well, it wasn't a few months back or a month or so, it was buy two or buy one, get one half off, I think is what they kept doing then. So I need to use this up first. It's not bad, but it's not great. Do you know what I mean? It's fine. It's fine. So I put that on, and yes, I think everybody has their favorite brushes for whatever they're working on. This is my favorite brush. And yes, it is a pink unicorn horn. It makes me happy, and it fits my hand perfectly, and it's got a great feel to it. And I love, this has been in that gesso, I can't tell you how many times. And see, it works beautifully. And so this is my brush that I love to put my gesso on with, okay? So then I needed to put on my texture paste, and I do that with a stencil. Okay, now I've had this stencil a couple of years, I think. This is out by Prima. Yeah. And as you all know, Prima, yikes, is not inexpensive at all. And a lot of times when it goes on sale, they take off $1 or $2. And if you're like me, you're sitting there looking at that price saying, well, can you take off 4 or 5? So this, as you see, is large. It's called ornate lace, and it's a very large lace. And here's the projects that they did with it. Let me see if I can get it close for you guys. And they're lovely. They're not me, but they're lovely. And so I used that, and I will say this, it was so hot in this room, because there's no AC in here, that these tiny little holes, see these teeny tiny little holes in the lace here, here, I had to go with this. Even after I washed it, I take a baby wipe to it right away, as soon as I finish with it. And then I go and wash it, wash it, soap and water. But I still had to come back with this and poke and poke and poke and poke through the holes, because that's how fast it dried. Up here I was like, oh, that's not fun. But I got it done so I can use it, you know, the next time. I don't know if it's showing up. I'm hoping with the lighting the way it is, you can see the texture on there. And yes, I don't just put it on and put the texture paste through the whole thing. A little bit here, move it. And so I'm pretty happy with the way it looks. Now, here's the texture paste that I used. And this is Ranger. I absolutely love this one because, well, you can't see it, but it is extremely light, y'all. Let me open it up for you guys to see. It is super light. And I used to put it on, and you can too, with, well, I don't think I got this one at Dollar Tree, but they do sell them, with a palette knife. And just a matter of putting the stencil on nice and firmly on your canvas, and just on your panel, and just, you know, run it through. And I run it through this way, and then this way. And I'm real tickled. And here's the cool thing with this. Before it dries, let's say you got a little, see, I like these little tiny ones here. But let's say I got one here that I didn't want, and I did. You can scrape it off before it before it dries. So yeah, And as you know, you can take this right now and you can get out your paints and get out your inks and get out whatever you've got going on that you want in your background, your sprays and everything like that. Since I like to do things that aren't super expensive, you know, like if I had to buy something expensive, then I want to cut corners someplace else. So for me, what I'm going to try this time is I used inks and stuff on the tags, but if you watch that video, it'll show you what I had to do to fix that. But I'm going to try out my, oh shoot, you can even do it with the apple barrel, watering down my acrylics, okay? And you know you can get your, my desk is a mess, y'all, because I wanted to show you what I pulled just in case I'll use it. You know, you can get something, I don't know if you can get this exact one, but similar on Dollar Tree and mix up your acrylics in here, or shoot, just get a little plastic something that you would normally throw out or recycle, hopefully, and use it that way. You don't need this either. Like I said, you can get these at Dollar Tree as well. But what I did this time is I did invest in one of these. Well, two of these actually. This brush is not like a regular brush. And how cool is this? So what I did is I just took my stencil when I put it down firmly and just, you know, and it works well. I got that on Amazon. It comes with this one that's 1 inch, and the other one I think is 2 inches. So I'm like, okay, I've got this. Don't want to do my paints yet because I'm still humming and hawing. Do I want to put this here? Do I want that there? Blah, blah, blah. You know, blah, blah, blah. Do I want to put paper here where the areas don't have the little lace look to it? Do I want to put paper here? And you know what I mean? Excuse me, that's something I'm debating. This is some chipboard that is supposed to be on a journal, and I want it for this, okay? But I don't want to put it right in the center. I want it over this way a little bit, okay? That's one of the reasons why I didn't do something here. So that's something I definitely want, okay? Another thing I definitely want on there is this wooden piece that I got 2 of these corners, and if I'm not mistaken, I got these at Home Depot. And I want this to be up here, okay? And I will put, now that will go directly in the center, but I wanted that there. Another thing I was thinking of, because I'm not a fan of this look right here. So I pulled my, this is clay. This is Model Magic. That's why it's so extremely light. And this is clay that I dyed with, I put some acrylic paint in there. So I was thinking that I might cover up the ones I don't like with that. And then I was thinking, okay, can you see? I wish, oh, we're not seeing the top that well. Okay, that's what I want there. And then, so I was thinking, okay, what else do I want? Now, these will probably not remain pink, but these buttons, I thought, okay, let's maybe, you know, they'll probably be gessoed and then paint, you know, brought in, maybe even so watered down that it just looks like a little faint color to them. But I thought, maybe. Now see, this is all, the reason I did this video is to show you all why it takes so long for me to do, if we were to do start to finish. And also to ask you guys, do you do this too? Is this your method when you start anything new? Now to me, then I was thinking, okay, if I'm bringing these pink roses, then I want a pink rose here somehow. Now, do I want, and I also thought it would be cute to have a butterfly. This is the clay as well. Here. You know, because it's got all these wonderful flowers to hang out on. I only found one of my leaves, and it's from this mold. And I will probably do with the paper clay instead of the Model Magic. I'm not sure. But I wanted some leaves, you know, here, there. So I will probably do, these are too large. I'll probably do this one, and this one. And then when it came to the butterfly, I wasn't sure if I wanted this one or if I will try to make these guys, because this one is so thick, and it's beautiful though, so I might end up with it. But if not, I thought maybe I'll try these guys, you know, especially, I love things in threes. I do. So I've got this out too. So I was like, okay, what else? I'm not sure that I would use this mold. This is also a lace looking mold. But the thing is, I think this is used for fondant, if I'm not mistaken. When I bought it, I don't remember if that's what they were saying. But I thought, mixed media. But I'm not sure. I might end up with just some crocheted pieces or some real lace, so I'm not sure. But again, that's what I do. I pull all this stuff, or I make stuff, and then either I use it, or I'm like, that's too much. You're getting too much, and I'm personally not a fan of more is more, personally. I think there's a beautiful happy medium. I don't always get there, but that's what I strive for. I also pulled this. Remember when Hobby Lobby had their wooden, this is wooden, letters and numbers? And when I saw the zeros and the O's, I was like, that looks like framed to me. So at one point I was thinking of, you know, I was going like this and like this, because I need to make a lot more leaves. And I was thinking, well, do I want that? Maybe I can put this up high. And that's another thing that I got out. We got something in the mail. And this is great if you, chipboard, it's even better. But if you want to cut it and then just put it under here, you can make it like so even, or, you know, and pull this out. So I was thinking all this stuff. I also have a mold that I could make, but it's a skinny, little skinny frame that I might end up with. Excuse me. I pulled this charm, which is a little clock. I have a thing about clocks and time. I don't collect them, but I have lots, and yeah, I bought some of them for a little of nothing, but I just love them. So I'm building, and I'm building. And then I pulled these. Remember when Hobby Lobby put these on clearance? I took my little tag off because, as you all know, that orange tag is kind of neon. I leave it on some of them because I'm in such a hurry to, you know, do something else. But I took it off of this one. But I thought, embellishments, metal, maybe, you know, open that up and see if I want them anywhere. Pulled those. Pulled these Prima flowers that were on clearance as well at Hobby Lobby. Thinking, because you know you can add your paint to these as well. So I was like, I don't know. Or I love these. I think they're precious. So I was thinking, maybe, maybe not. I also pulled these, which I think was, I used one, in their latest, or what was it, in the winter, was it? Late winter, I think, when they had the other clearance, I grabbed these. So I thought, well, maybe just the same thing when they had that clearance. I grabbed those. So maybe the pink one's in here. I'm not sure. This is going in my kitchen, by the way. So I also grabbed these. Now, this is an old tag, clearance tag of theirs that was left on, but that's an old one. Yellow with a red stripe. For these guys. Because that, you know, the turquoise I thought might be yummy. So that's a maybe. I also pulled this. I don't remember where I got these. I think this may be Walmart. Does Walmart do Horizon Group USA? You get 6 pieces in here because I was also thinking maybe cover this, you know, decoupage this with paper and then put my flowers like so. I don't know. That's still a maybe. See, this is how I do things. Do I want that? Don't I want that? Do I want that? No. And then Park Lane, which is Joann's. I think they had these half price at one time, and that's when I grabbed them. The chipboard shapes. And then I also fussy cut these out of some of my paper. You know, I'm not sure. I'm really not sure what I'm going to do. You know, I just don't know. So, but just in case I needed them, see, they're nice. They're nice and thick. It's wonderful. And it's also patterned. Not patterned. What's the terminology? When it has a different feel to it. It's not smooth. Oh well. Thank y'all. Y'all put it in my comments, I know, and say, corn. Now you know what it is. I've drawn a blank. So this is what I do. I also, just in case I want to use some of these sequins, you know, and I also pulled these charms. Yes, I got those on clearance as well. Because I was looking at that bunny. How precious is that bunny and that squirrel? And those definitely remind me of my backyard. So I was like, can I put the bunny down here? Can I put the squirrel here? And then actually even use the leaf for something, you know? So I also pulled those. And I'll be honest with you, this is as far as I got because I'm really not sure if, like I said, if I'm going to add the paper there, if I'm going to decoupage, if I'm going to leave this here, if I'm going to do a clay frame, narrow and oval as well, but narrow. Am I going to do this? Am I going to do this and then cut it? You know, I don't know. I'm not sure. And 9 times out of 10, I go ahead and do the, you know, put my clay, the paper clay in the molds, and it's air dry. And then let them air dry for several days because you definitely have to flip them over, you know. And then go from there. Should I get the background done first and then keep building up? I need to get certain pieces that I know I want with the gesso on them. Should I do my paint stain? You know what I mean? It's just, right now, this is just all up in the air. And like I said, these won't remain that color. I just thought it was kind of cool to, there's a little space just for a button, I think. And I want to thank y'all for joining me today. And if you have time, if you could write in the comments below that you do the same thing or you do the opposite, that you just pull a few things and then you just go for it, you know? If y'all could let me know, I'd really appreciate that because I find that fascinating. You know, how we all are so different, how we approach new art, you know. And I'd like to thank y'all for joining me, and I hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening. Bye-bye, everybody. Take good care.